Hi guys, today we're going to react to VHS by Freeze the Fall. This is a BuyMeACoffee request from Lost Hate. Thank you, Lost Hate, for this request.
Thank you, Lost Hate.
Second time we're reacting to Freeze the Fall, and I clearly remember my first impression of them when we reacted to One Left Standing. They're phenomenal musicians, and I think we're witnessing the beginning of what's going to be a very, very, very well-known band. This one is another banger. After that short intro, it grabs you from the first second. The bass is so thick, and the drums reel you in. Quinn's voice has an addictive quality to it. She's a phenomenal singer, and she really carries this song. And visually speaking, the gory horror movie story that they're telling there, it's very graphic. Feels like they like horror. So far, I'm incredibly impressed.
On the music video, when it started, I thought maybe it's on the soundtrack of something, and we're actually watching part of the movie until I saw them in it. Yeah. Then I thought, okay, maybe it's combining, and then I thought, no. This is just them. This is the theme they decided to go with. This is the story they're telling. And it looks fantastic. The production value is fairly high for this kind of clip, and it looks like they're having so much fun with it. I especially was impressed with Jonah, who is just really committing to the character. You know, It looks like he's acting in a horror film. I don't think we've discussed it before in the past here, that we're both indie filmmakers, but we're big fans of horror. And this music video just kind of, first of all, it's a joy to experience, and also kind of makes me think, okay, I think they are horror fans as well. I think that's what this song is about. This is their almost an excuse to do this. This is like something they've dreamed about before becoming a professional band, and now they have the opportunity to actually make a music video like that, and I think they're relishing it. They are fantastic. As you said, Quinn's voice sounds absolutely amazing. Everything, the instruments, everything about this, the production itself, I'm talking about music-wise, sounds great. I am loving this so far.
fans and indie filmmakers ourselves, I cannot not see the homages that they make to certain films like Hellraiser and Hills Have Eyes, even Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there. Like a beautiful amalgamation. It gives a little bit more insight of what kind of horror fans they are. There's an element with the conductor or director who's directing them. I'm guessing it has to do something with the subject matter. Directing them as they perform on stage. Arya is like a puppet being controlled by something menacing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a horror collage, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There's like a little bit of everything in there. Freeze the Fall are one of those young bands that we've come to actually meet, through the show. Not personally meet, as in see the music videos and hear the music. In similar fashion to bands like the ones that always pop into mind, and I connect the three because there are similarities, is The Warning and the Sixters. Yeah. Because they're all sort of roughly around the same age. Maybe The Warning are slightly older, not much, but they all have all the tools to succeed. Their music is not exactly the same, but there are similarities within the subgenres that they play around in. I just see a bright future for all three, and I don't know why, but they're all tied together in my head because of that. Now, this song, compared to One Left Standing, is a lot heavier, which I am really, really enjoying, and it just makes me think, this is only the second time we see them, I am really, really getting even more curious about what else they have and how it sounds. Fantastic band. I'm definitely a fan.
Even though we know that they're very young, it doesn't feel like we're looking at a new band or at young musicians. It feels like we're experiencing a veteran band. Like there's a history behind them. The effect is surprising when we see a music video of theirs. If there's not a lot of history behind this band, then it must mean that these three were born to make music. They found their vocation early on. I mentioned before in One Left Standing that when we saw them perform, it didn't look like they were playing characters. It looked like they were laying it all there. The level of authenticity was just screaming at us. That was the first thing that grabbed my attention, plus the amazing song. So I think we're going to hear a lot from this band in the future. They're going to be huge.
Yeah, I agree. I think that authenticity that you're referring to me, it's just like, I had that feeling like they're the real deal. Like, this band are extremely talented, very proficient, and they've got a great sound, and they're going to go places. Because we know they're younger, I never thought about the feeling of watching a veteran band, but I was feeling like I'm seeing the beginning of greatness.
It feels like it's not just talent in this, it's also intellect. That's the dissonance between their age and what they produce. It feels like they have a lot to say. I mean, beyond what we've listened to so far.
And that's how we've described all three bands at some point, and we said it feels like they're old souls. And that's what this is. They feel older than they are because of that intellect, that music intellect, the lyrics, the way they perform, that confidence, the compositions, all of it. Very impressive.
Beautiful.
In the end, the music video got even better. You got the sense of they were basically victims of this kind of a serial killer who records and keeps videos of his victims. I love the way that they paid homage to everybody who worked on the clip by doing the credits on that screen. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic song, banger. The theme of the visuals is pretty obvious. It's horror. It's a throwback to all kinds of horror films. And I think that some of the meaning sort of rests there. I think it's their kind of of ode to the love of horror and something to maybe share with the fans who are also fans of horror. The theme of the lyrics seems to me to be talking about the level of pure evil that power can create. Feels a little bit like something along those lines. I love the chorus, that line of carve your name into headlines. It's like the motivation behind most serial killers is fame. So by carving up their victims, they're getting their names into headline. A mask to hide your hollowed eyes. A lot of them are masks, boxed away for you to find. Film her cries for life, because in a lot of these films, people are taping what they're doing. You've got snuff stuff on the dark web or otherwise. That's also become kind of like a theme. It kind of touches on that. But I think it basically, as an overall, it refers to that power and the evil that can come from it. That's just the feel that I got. But I think it's just really their ode to horror.
It's coming from the victim's voice. The victim of the serial killer is singing the song. And the chorus starts with, so learn to love me, then you'll fly. It's like a device. It feels like a professional relationship that has a form of exploitation in it. The flying part, it means when you get famous. If you learn to love me, then you'll succeed in what you're trying to do. Maybe it's a way of directing attitude towards something that you want to achieve.
That line, so learn to love me, then you'll fly, to me, it brought two potential meanings. As you say, if it's the victim's voice, is saying love your victim, so it's like love what you do. Love torturing your victims, love killing your victims, then you'll fly if you really love what you do. And the other one that I felt, which took me to the overall meaning I was talking about before, that the me in love me is actually evil. Learn to love me, then you'll fly. If you take on this evil and love it for what it is, then you'll fly. You'll carve your name into headlines. You'll wear a mask to hide hollowed eyes, boxed away for you to find. Film her cries for life. Because it says film her cries and learn to love me. So I thought it was kind of breaking away from necessarily the victim talking. And maybe the chorus is basically evil calling to this killer as a way to gain power.
Because the killer here is not only a tormentor, they also relish and are proud of what they do because they film it. The artistic expression of all that torture is what's on that VHS tape at the end. So it's like a statement.
And the other option is that this whole chorus refers to selling out. That evil, that if you embrace it, even as an artist, you'll learn to love it, then you'll fly, you'll carve your name into headlines. It's a mask to hide your hollowed eyes because it's not the real you. You can play around with meanings. But again, I don't know if they really wanted to go that way or it's just something that we're putting on it. But the one thing I'm sure of is that they had a lot of fun making this, writing the song, composing it, and obviously the music video feels like something that they've always wanted to do in a way. It looks great, it sounds great, another banger, and I'm looking forward to more from them. Absolutely great band.
Yeah, I might aggravate diehard gore horror fans here, but what you said about the selling out part, in my mind, it immediately connected to the way they showed it. They showed a music video filled with gory scenes. So gore for the sake of gore to certain audiences, those audiences, they want to see the gore. It only has one gear. The more gory, the better. And maybe they correlate that with selling out, with giving the audience what they want instead of what we're trying to do, which maybe is more refined and more story-oriented. Because gore fans are proud of the fact that they like to see gore. It's like different factions in horror fans. I don't know if it has anything to do with that specific interpretation, but it connects very well with what you said about the part of selling out.
Personally, I don't think they went that way because they're musicians, they're not filmmakers. So it's not really like they would want to put any kind of criticism on horror audiences or something like that. But anything's possible. Like I said, if you read enough into lyrics and you try to extrapolate as much out of every word, you can come up with all kinds of magnificent interpretations. Just always amazes me that these songs bring up this kind of discussion. Thank you for this awesome request, Lost Hate. We appreciate all the support coming our way. Keep it coming. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks Lost Hate for this Freeze the Fall request. We enjoyed every second of it. More from Freeze the Fall will be awesome. Thank you for all your support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee so we'll get a chance to get to it. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
For all interested, our previous Freeze the Fall reaction episode should be linked up on the screen sometime about now. Give it a click, check it out. It's a banger. This band is absolutely fantastic. Thanks again, guys, for all the support coming our way. We appreciate you oh so much. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.